celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav with students of management, law, engineering, and pharmacy. This nationwide celebration have spread the fragrance of patriotism all around. The beauty of tricolors under Har Ghar Tiranga Abhiyan is fascinating the hearts of all Indians. We at Lloyd also celebrating this festival of independence by organizing various events like expressing patriotism through essay writing, digital poster making. We also enjoyed kite flying, Kavi Sammelan, talent displaying patriotism, Run for India, Yoga for Healthy India, and many more. So here at Lloyd, along with this expression, we also believe in holistic development and providing the right set of values and ethics to our students, also along with futuristic management education in close proximity to corporate. Thus, to imbibe these values, we plan to have today's interaction with Kargil War Veteran. For today's generation, like we people, I personally think that independence is natural, a way of life, because we have not had to fight for it. And somehow, because of this, we are taking it granted as well. We have not realized that how much sweat, efforts, and blood our veterans, our defense personnel are spreading for this freedom. We are not realizing the real worth of this freedom. With the same intention, we have planned to have this session, and I would like to extend a warm welcome to our speaker of eminence, Captain Akhilesh Saxena, for this interaction. So a brief about Captain Akhilesh Saxena. He's a Kargil War wounded, a part of 3 attacks in the Kargil War. He's a motivational speaker as well. Captain Saxena is an inspiring leader who has successfully showcased the quality of leadership, teamwork, strategic planning, and bravery in the battlefield of the Kargil War and even in the corporate sector. The sheer grit of this man exhibited from the fact that he was posted at the battlefield of Kargil just a few weeks after he got married. Now, that's the first thing I think what we do not realize, that what our defense personnel are doing and in what situation they are serving our nation on the borders. To move ahead, nothing could deter this brave captain who was an artillery officer and fought with 2 Rajputana rifles in the Kargil War. This Kargil War hero successfully, along with his troops, captured Kargil Peaks, Tolongo Hump, and 3 Pimples. The young officers of Indian Army set an example for the rest of the world, led from the front in the most challenging terrain of the Kargil. He is a man of action and not mere words. And this he exhibited with his leadership in a crisis situation in the Kargil War. At the time of the 3 Pimples attack of Kargil War, Captain Akhilesh Saxena got severely injured by the enemy artillery shelling and got permanent injuries. He made the transition to corporate due to permanent severe injury. Selected for various top MBA colleges further, including FMS Delhi, he is a gold medalist of his MBA batch at FMS Delhi. Today, Captain Akhilesh Saxena is working as a Vice President, Global Service Delivery and Customer Operation with Tata Group, successfully using the lessons from the Kargil War in the corporate leadership. He also completed his senior leadership program from Michigan University, being one of the top performers. He is the winner of highest award, Pro Club, 4 times. Captain Akhilesh Saxena was recognized during our 70th Republic Day celebration on Rajpath, Delhi, for his outstanding contribution to the nation, both during the Kargil War and now inspiring and motivating society. His pictures was on the Veterans tableau as part of Republic Day celebrations as well. He's a TEDx speaker as well and delivered keynote session on leadership to various top companies, universities, and other organizations. Various articles on him was also published in the national newspapers and social media platforms. He's a regular speaker on various TV channels like Times Now, ZTV, NDTV, Rajya Sabha, and many more. National channel DD has done a full program on him about his achievements and leadership in the adverse situation. It's a pure honor to have you with us at Lloyd, sir. I, Dr. Kriti, on behalf of whole Lloyd Group, especially our Honorable President, Sir, Mr. Manohar Therani, Visionary and Dynamic Group Director, Ma'am, Dr. Vandana Arora Sethi, and all my fellow colleagues, take this opportunity to extend this warm welcome to you. And we are firm that your words will definitely help Veloidians to realize the real worth of freedom and, of course, the responsibility we have towards this freedom. So, with these words, I would request to share your experiences of the wartime and your life experience, which are rich in themselves. So, over to you, sir.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your kind words. And Jai Hind, everyone, all students, all faculty, teachers present here. So Jai Hind to everyone. So today is a very important day. We just after 2 days, we are going to celebrate 75 years of independence, right? And though it's a matter of pride, we as a nation, as a society, we have done so much, right? We have developed so much in terms of our economy, in terms of our digital infrastructure. We are making a huge progress. But this is also a time to remember that, as ma'am pointed out, that freedom which we have achieved, it's not free. And today also, someone is paying for this, sitting at the top of these borders in the frontiers. All of you know, right? We have got two enemy, both sides, one side China and Pakistan. So every moment and every time these Jawans have to be, on their guards. Otherwise, will not be sleep at peace, right? Because enemy may just come into our kind of nation. So what I'm going to do today, first, many of you may not be even born when this Kargil happened in 1999. It's already 23 years. So I'll give you a little background what was Kargil War all about. But the more important thing which I just want to, interact with you, and it's and I always do two-way interaction. It's not one-way speech kind of thing, that you take some value, some life lessons from those moments, how Indian Army could work in this kind of situation. And if they can do this, why can't we? And I'm not just saying for the sake of saying it. I've done my MBA from FMS, then I've gone to Michigan, I've done various leadership course and all. But let me tell you very frankly and admit it, my key leadership values comes from those few days, few months on the Kargil peaks, because life teaches you so many lessons. Many things comes from my army trainings during my days at NDA, National Defense Academy, IMA, and my regiment. So life teaches you the biggest lesson. And then, what I really want that you guys should just take a seat back, understand, imagine yourself in that situation, and then you realize that, whatever we have got right now is much, much easier, right? So let me take you back for a few minutes to Kargil in 1999. So Kargil peaks are peaks which are spread across from Srinagar till Leh Ladakh. And there's a national highway, NH1, which is running across this peak. Now, what is the significance of this NH1? That's key question. The significance of this NH1, which is National Highway 1, that, all these peaks are just next to National Highway. Your entire supply to Leh Ladakh goes through this National Highway 1. And in case anytime enemy or is able to block this road, our supply line, our ammunition, our food to Leh Ladakh will be stopped. And this road is only open for 5-6 months. So if somehow you are able to block it, our supply line will be totally cut. Our supply to Leh Ladakh will not be full. And then, this region will become isolated. And you understand what is the region becoming isolated, right? We have got one side China, one side Pakistan. They can isolate this region, Leh Ladakh, also the Siachen Glacier, and capture this, right? That was the larger game plan from enemy. Now, these peaks which are on the just next to the highway, these are very high peaks, gradient of 75 to 80 degrees centigrade. Now, thing is, somebody who is sitting on these peaks, he can dominate the road. So Pakistan and these peaks were the winter vacated peak. Winter vacated peak means nobody was staying on these peaks during winter, because your temperature that time was going up to -40 to -42 degrees centigrade. And only supply could be done through helicopters. So, and both nations are not, so much of economical developed nations. So there was an unwritten agreement that during winter, both the armies will come down. And in summer, they will stay on these peaks. Jawans will stay on these peaks. So, our enemy, Pakistan, planned a kind of operation, which they called Operation Badr in their lingo. They started once in 1998, Indian Army and Pakistan Army, both came down. Then they started moving up these peaks. And by the time we reach the summer of 1999, all these peaks were covered by enemy. Thousands of soldiers sitting on the top of this peak, having ammunition, having all kind of supply. And then in mountain warfare, if anyone who is sitting on top is 20 times more powerful. So it's become really difficult or nearly impossible to evict somebody who is sitting on these top. And once they were on these peaks, they started bringing down fire on NH1 and stopped all the supply line. So we were in a very bad situation, right? This was the most difficult war which India fought. You know why? Because in all other wars, we were at the same platform with the same level. But this was the only war where Pakistan had all the advantage. They were sitting on top. They were inside their bunkers. They could see us. They put the mines from all the side where the Indian soldiers can come. So, it was really a difficult situation from the Indian army. And the chances of victory was not even 1%. What do we do in that kind, right? If I just correlate to my corporate kind of experience, what will happen if we do not have resource? We wait for resource. Only then we kind of do our operation. But in time of war, we do not have this luxury. Operations had to be launched. These mountains need to be evicted. Enemy has to thrown back from our boundaries. Only then we can free this road and keep our freedom and keep our territory, right? So that was a difficult task. That time, your leadership lessons comes into play. Some of the leadership lessons which we may not, learn from books, but it is important that while we are learning these management lessons from our books, they give us tools, they give us techniques, they give us, different theories how to put it into it. But it is very important to use this management lessons with your own value system in life. So what happened? We realized that we may not be able to, we have to really do something impossible, to bring this kind of thing. And I will just show you a few pictures from Kargil. Just give me 1 minute. Can I? Okay, share the screen. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen. Huh?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. Okay. So these were the peaks, right? Which I was talking you. These were the peaks which we were going through. So enemy was sitting on these peaks and we were just down. These peaks do not have any shelter. So if you have to climb through the, I'm sure many of you must have seen Lakshya, if you remember. Lakshya was one of the, whatever they have shown, is the actual peak in Kargil. So the gradient is close to 75 to 80 degrees centigrade. Many times we used to have a rope to climb over it. But enemy was sitting on top and they are continuously bringing fire on you. See, these were the kind of peak, right? When we start moving up, just see the kind of protection which was available. So that's why somebody who is sitting on top of the mountain is 100 times more powerful. See, these were the kind of this real picture. These are the attacks we have to make. And, these were the kind of everything we were keeping on our back because there was nothing we could ask someone else to keep your ammunition, your guns. So with nearly 40 to 45 kg or load, temperature was that time becoming -20 to -20 degree, -22 degrees centigrade. Enemy was continuously firing us and we have to walk through the minefield. That was the kind of attack we were going through. This is another peak which we captured, and this is see the kind of gradient which we have gone through to capture these peaks. So, our equipments were really not ready because we were not ready for this kind of war. But then what do we do? And army also, if you find each attack, it's not that, there's only one pattern. So army have got components from artillery, they have components from infantry, everyone come together before launching this attack. So it's something that, you need to have a flexibility as well as you need to really have a courage with yourself. And if you really see from the artillery perspective, the artillery guns are at the back. They may be around 25 kilometer back where the actual mountain warfare is happening. And the OP officer has to control these guns, bring the fire on enemy so that our infantry can move on. So task was very, very difficult, for us. So what do we do? How do we ensure that during this task, which was nearly, chance of victory was nearly not even 1%, kind of impossible attack which we were going to mission. So what will one thing, and that's a message I want to give it. It's your attitude. Your attitude in a difficult situation will make that you become a winner or you become a loser. See, life can throw so many situations at you. You do not have control. We have seen COVID, right? Nobody knew what's going to happen. But the most important thing is, how do you respond to that situation? Life has got a flexibility, or life has got a, whatever they are throwing at you. You cannot do anything about it because that's not in your hand. But what you can do, how do you respond to that situation? And there are two choices. Each one of us has got two choices. One is the victim's attitude. We say, okay, I can't do much. That's what's happening, right? COVID happened, Kargil War happened, or so many other things happen in our life at the personal front. Paper was too tough, course was too tough, right? We didn't have a choice. So that's a victim choice, where we are saying, I am defeated against the circumstances and I am accepting it. And once your mind starts accepting the defeat, you don't take any step. And the second thing, the second choice which is available to you in this difficult situation is the winner's attitude, where you say, I will not give up. Whatever happen, I will not give up. And that's the choice we made many times. And I think that helped us in getting the nearly impossible victory. We told our Jawans, we cannot give you a promotion. We cannot give you any monetary incentives also. But what we promise you, see, during command and control, army officers generally stay in the middle and control the entire troops. But we told our Jawan, this is not a normal training. This is not a normal situation. This is not a normal war or a war where both the enemy and we are on the same front. This is an exceptional situation. And for exceptional situation, we will have to bring something which is truly exceptional. And what we will do as an officer, we will lead each of the attack ourselves. If the first bullet come, it will hit me, not my man. So many times you don't have to say much, but your actions speak louder than your words. So always remember in life, right? We also hear too many politicians and all making tall promises. But I think, the most important thing which our man, and many of you will go into corporate, you will do the management. And remember this lesson in life, right? Your team will not hear what you are saying, but they look what you are doing. So your action will always speak louder than your words. And once your actions are worthy, people will follow you even to their death, as our Jawan did, right? They march before us, for an impossible death. We knew we may not be able to come back. In fact, situation was so difficult. I was just married a month before. I got posted and then this war happened. But in IMA, we have taken an oath when we are becoming an officer, and which is called an Antim Pag. That's the last step we take before becoming an officer. And that time we take an oath that in every situation, whatever may be the circumstances, my country, my nation, the security, the welfare, the prestige of nation will come first, always and every time. The next will be the man whom I command, my colleagues who are going to war with me, my comrades like Vikram Batra, Captain Vijayan Thapar, Major Acharya, Major Gupta, all these brave men, right? They are the priority with me. And at last comes my own welfare, my own safety, and my family. So the choice was clear, right? So I moved out, just after getting married to the war front. It was like movie, but that's how you need to keep yourself prepared. And we were really think that, life is giving us a chance to honor my uniform, because the day you wear uniform, you take an oath that, you will keep the prestige of this uniform for this nation. So we have written letter to our family, because these missions were so difficult. They were like suicidal mission. We knew we will not come back. And these letter goes into your box, which reaches to your family, your wife, your parents, your mother, once you are no more, and that box goes. And then you write that, you were not able to live for them, but, that was for a greater cause, for a nation, so that my countrymen can have the freedom. They can sleep at home and nobody could look at the freedom of India, for this country. So your cause is so important that, you are able to even put your life at stake. So, these were the kind of thing. And when we were fighting for Tololing, we continuously kept fighting for nearly 1.5 days. We were not keeping any food. We were not keeping any water, because we knew if we reach on top, our reinforcement will come after some time. But if our bullets are finished, our grenades are finished, then obviously the real task will not be completed and the tricolor will not be there on these peaks. We lost few officers. In this first attack, we lost Major Vivek Gupta. Many Jawans were injured, but finally we put the tricolor on Tololi. And that was the turning point for the entire Kargil, because enemy never thought we will be able to capture the peak, which is right bang on the road, and it's like a cliff. So that victory of Tololing has given us the impetus, and then one after another, we could do so many victory one after another. I got injured in my third attack. We were leading the attack, and the enemy fire, grenades, bombardment, everything was going on. We were very close to the peak. And then suddenly one enemy sharpener, it hit my hand and a part of my hand was blown off. I was bleeding badly, losing my consciousness, but that was not the time to stop, because if you stop that time, the motivation of your men, the success which you have achieved till now, the sacrifice of your colleagues may go waste. So I just put a field dressing, which we all carry when we go for war. It's like a kind of, antiseptic dressing, which I put it on my hand and kept fighting till the time I lost my consciousness. Most of the officers and Jawan died during Kargil because they lost so much of the blood on these peaks. There was no medical thing. But I say I will not give up, right? I will still live for my country. And I decided to walk back. That was the longest walk of my life. Every few meters, I was losing my consciousness, lost so much of the blood, tied my hand above my head so that I lose minimum blood. I say I cannot take more Jawan with me while going back, because enemy may counter attack, right? Pakistan always counter attack. So I just took my buddy's Hayak, and his only task was, whenever I'm losing my consciousness, just put some ice water on me and kept me alive. And with that willpower, I kept moving. Every step was like a last step of my life. But I decided I will live and kept moving. After nearly 8 hours, I could reach where I could get the first dressing, or, the first treatment, medical treatment. My doctor has come up, Captain Vasu. And then I lost my consciousness, and I only regained it after 2 days, when I already undergone multiple operations and all. Now, from my childhood of dream of being in uniform, leading the war, winning, I achieved everything. And I say proudly that putting these tricolor on these peaks is the biggest achievement of my life, right? That's what whatever I do in my corporate life or anywhere else will not even come close to that. But now life has taken a full circle. I was in hospital with a multiple bullet injury, grade injury, splinter injury, undergoing another. For more than a year, I was in hospital. And after that, I was not allowed to go to field because of my medical, permanent injury. So now what do? Something, the motive for which you have fought or you worked throughout the life, suddenly is no more with you. You don't want, army never asked their war hero to move out, because they say, okay, stay in Delhi, and I was posted in Delhi getting my treatment done. But I say, I'm going to take a new challenge in life. If I'm not at the forefront, I'm not just going to sit at the back. From my hospital bed, I started preparing for my MBA. I was offered few jobs being a war hero. I refused, because I say, whatever I did for my country, that's for my own satisfaction. That's for my own cause. That's for my own values, which I held very high. But whatever I'll do in future, I will do it on my merit, not whatever I achieve for the country. And then I qualified, nearly worked 8 to 9 months from my hospital bed, qualified some of the top MBA colleges. My treatment was still going on, so I did not join IIM Bangalore. I joined FMS Delhi, which is equally great college, good college, great faculties. And then I started my MBA. So life has taken a full turn. I passed out with a gold medal from FMS Delhi and moved to corporate. So right now I work with Tata, which is another great company with a lot of ethics and value system. But the key thing which children or students I want to share with you, never give up. Whatever comes in your life, right? Situation may be difficult, but never give up. That the freedom, today we are going to, after 2 days, we are going to celebrate our 75th Independence Day, right? That's a very hard-earned freedom. We don't realize the value because we were all born in free India. But today also, somebody is making a sacrifice who is standing on the border. So just remember that this is not an easy thing, right? We don't want war, right? I also love peace, because who is the biggest loser in a war? Have you ever thought? It's the Jawans, it's the officers. They lose their life, their family. A son will never see his father again. A wife will never see a husband again. Mabap, your father and your mother will never see their son again. You know, the biggest loser from the war is army. But still, if somebody is attacking our country, right? Somebody is entering your house and going to kill you, what will you do? You have to defend yourself. So India has never attacked anyone, but we need to have a strong army who can defend us against any enemy, whatever strong is or whatever, conspiracy they want to bring it. We should be able to defeat it each and every time. Else, it may be like Afghanistan, right? Taliban captured the country. Just see what is the freedom each one of that. No one has got any freedom. What is the meaning of your value, your wisdom, your designation, your money, your property? Because without being your country being free, these are useless things. So your freedom is one of the most important things, but we don't realize. Like, it's like COVID. Before COVID, nobody thought what is the value of oxygen, right? It's available in the air. So nobody realized the value of air or oxygen. But when we are fighting for our life, and this happened many times during COVID, then we realize what is the value of oxygen. Similarly, it's a freedom. We don't realize the value of freedom because it is given to us. But we really need to ensure that, whatever we are doing in life, not everyone can wear the uniform, it's fine, but you can still serve your country. India is going to be a superpower, not only in terms of your military might, but in terms of technological space. Many of you have seen, right? In management thing, now all top CEOs are Indians. So we are going to be a superpower. But it is on to you, the next generation, to really, one, believed in you, hold these values dear to you, that, somebody is fighting for your freedom. And how do you contribute making this country a stronger nation? That's a very important thing. And if you just keep few things in your mind, how do you respond to situation? It's a winner attitude or your victim's choice. That will define you will become a successful man, or you will just be like so many average guys who go through their life. So make a choice in this Independence Day, make a resolution that whatever situation may be, whatever difficulty may come, you will look at it in a positive way. You believe I'm a winner, and you will make a winner choice, which is saying, I look at opportunity in every adversity. See, I tell you, every battle, everything, whatever do in life is done twice. The first in your mind, and then you actually execute on ground. The moment you become winner in your mind, everything will come together to make you a winner, right? You will work accordingly. But the moment you say, no, I can't do, these circumstances are too much, I am just giving up, you can't achieve success because you have given up in your mental battle first. So these are my few photographs from, Kargil War. I just thought I will share with you Vikram was a close friend here. You can see him before the battle just preparing. Captain Vijayan Thapar was with me, Major Vivek Gupta, Major Acharya. We were all together, and there are hundreds of stories. They are no more with me, right? But I always feel with them, I lost a part of myself. My war buddies, my war comrades are, they are still part of my life. And in fact, we just want to ensure that, the memories of these things go to the next generation, because after some time, it's been 23 years, nobody remember. In fact, my wife is also writing a book, Nation First, which is bringing the real, stories from the Kargil war, the stories from the wife perspective. When his husband is fighting, what is the condition for a newlywed? What is the mindset when an officer is going for the war, leaving his entire family behind? How do they gel between, your top, your commanders, and then your comrades, war comrades, right? And many of them, you go together, but they don't come back together, right? They sacrifice their life. So we really want to ensure that, everyone know about it and take some lesson out of it. So I will not go through each of the slide, but I just want to leave something open to you so that you can ask your question. But just remember that when going get tough, tough gets going. So remember, difficult situations should not lead to defeat for you, but they should encourage you to do more, right? So with this, I will hand it over back to ma'am, and we can definitely have some question. If you have got anything, feel free to do that. Thanks. Thanks a lot, everyone. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. And during your speech, your sharings, your insights, I literally has the goosebumps. I was trying to visualize what you were saying, and believe my words, it was tough for me to visualize what you have actually experienced, what you have done on those war areas and the forefronts. And listening to that, just watching through that slide, I can see that Major Batra, you people have still managed to smile. You were smiling. You were, preparing for war with the smile. How is it possible? I mean, such a tough situations, disaster management, stress management. You need to get the country back in the hands. Still having that charm on your face. So how you managed to do that? So before having answer from you, I would request all the students to put their questions in Q&A section. You can see that on your screen, just in the center at the bottom. So meanwhile, sir, may I have your answer, please? That how is it possible? How that charisma, that charm is managed even in the battlefield?
Yeah. So I think, we knew when we were going for Kargil, it's a very difficult battle. But as I told you, we have got two choice in life, right? One is the victim attitude. We could have easily said that, everything is against us. Enemy sitting on top, sitting inside the bunkers, put the mine across, and it's already a gone case, right? In any statistical way, we would not have gone for the attack. But we always believe that, there is a winner's attitude. And we decided for us, the country is most important at this time. See, few men has to sacrifice their life or their limbs to keep the freedom for everyone. And for us in uniform, it's a matter of pride for us when we are getting a chance to fight for our country. Not everyone has got, right? Before Kargil, last war happened in 1971. And Kargil was a very limited war. Very few officers and jawans seen it. So we say we are very, very proud when we representing our country and fighting for our country. And these bullets, they are like our medals, right? We are so proud of them. So we knew that we may not be alive tomorrow, but still the belief, the cause which we are going to fight, I think, it keep, and I can use so many things. When we captured Tololing, we were not having food. Me, Major Acharya, Captain Vijayan Thapar, we were just smiling. What do we do? How do we got the Tololing under our control. We put the tricolor, but we don't have any food. And enemy was putting so much of fire on my troops, which were bringing the reinforcement, which was, getting the food, the water, that they could not move up. And we thought my jawans, they were fighting for now continuously 2 days. Many of them are injured. If there is no food or water, we may have some casualty because of them. Then we thought enemy was staying here for months. They must be having some kitchen. And we realized that enemy kitchen was on the other side. But that was still under observation from the Pakistani post, other Pakistani posts. But we say we will take the chance. And we started running towards their Pakistani kitchen because we had to survive in every situation. And in fact, they say, God is always willing to help those who take initiative. Enemy was certain that they will win and they will party. So everything was ready. It's starting from biryani to Karachi ka halwa to dry fruits. But we say, dane dane pe likha rehta hai khane wale ka naam. So we got everything in our bags and starting moving up towards Tololing Peak, back to, and enemy was firing on us. We just put some smoke bomb, but somehow we reached at the top. And I can tell you that was the biggest party I ever had in my life because, we're eating after 2.5 days. And the charm of victory with tricolor just next to us on Toloring. So that was the biggest party we had. And we were all laughing, right? We never knew when we will live or we will die. But, to smile in this thing, that's how we develop our training. That's the value. And that's the drive we have.
And that's amazing, sir. So we took country back from the hands of our enemies, but we enjoyed the food as well. So that's a part of victory. So, sir, with your words, I got one thing very clearly, that the army personals, the defense personals, they have the aim to serve country, and the country and this aim is above their life. But I seek your guidance on this, that how we people, like the citizen of India, especially the youth, especially my Lloydians, how can we serve our country? What kind of responsibility youth is having towards the nation, and how we can fulfill it?
So that's a very relevant question because I'm saying I'm also moved out of the army because of my injury long back, but I'm still serving my country. So each one of us, whether in uniform or not, have the chance to serve our country. So first we need to realize that this freedom is very important. It's not free, right? Someone is still paying price for it. So we need to be a force behind our forces. We should be the citizen. Our forces should be worth fighting for. And I can tell you how citizen makes so much of difference. When we were preparing for Tololing War, it's a small story, but I think it will give you a huge insight. When we were preparing for the Tololing War, before that, 2-3 attacks were failed because I've shown you the kind of hills, the gradient, mine wall all across. So Grenadiers launched 2 attacks. Before that, Naga launched attack, but they were not successful. And they have reached up to a point, and even the bodies of my officers, my colleagues were lying there, those who died fighting. So, I wanted to bring a lot of motivation to my Jawan, but I didn't know what to do because everyone was seeing this so difficult situation. We were just sitting. I just saw a small bag there. I asked one of my Jawan to bring that bag. And what I say, those were the letters which were sent across the country towards Jawan. They don't know whom they are sending. They are just saying, I am sending it to, my Jawans, my forces, brothers. I just asked my Jawan to just open one letter randomly and read it to me. The first letter was from a girl who has sent a Rakhi. And she is writing that, you are my real brothers. I don't have any brothers, but you are my brothers. I'm sending a Rakhi. And this Rakhi is a symbol that you keep the nation's prestige, whatever may be the consequences. Every Indian believes in you, looking forward to you in this difficult situation. And I told my Jawans, just think your sister is asking you to do something, and entire nation is looking at you. The another letter was from somebody who was doing a job, a fresher. He has written from his blood. And he said, I could not join the army. I didn't know what to do. But I'm writing from my blood just to show my dedication, just to show my commitment for my country. I know you guys are going up, against very difficult attack. But we want to tell you that entire country is behind you. The next letter was from a lady who is saying, you are like my son, right? And I'm always proud of my son who are protecting the national integrity and the pride of the nation. So you may not be directly involved, but you can definitely be a force behind force. That's a one thing. Now, second thing, it's not only about the war. It's about the economical power. It's about the technological power, right? So India is making a huge progress, as I told you, in technological advancement. We are also becoming a big economy, and at least in mostly onto the tech world, India is now a force to reckon with, right? All these tech companies has got all top leadership mostly are with Indian mind. So if you are doing your job, you are doing your MBA, first you need to be a force behind your forces. You need to be a responsible citizen, right? What is the issues with our country? It's maybe a corruption, it may be the cleanliness. Can we ensure as a citizen that we are doing our rights before we talk about our our rights? Can we talk about our responsibilities? So that's the second thing you can do. Be a responsible citizen first, a citizen which your forces are worth, which your forces found worth fighting for. And the third thing, help India becoming a stronger nation by becoming a good leader, by becoming a good management graduate, by becoming a good technical institute, and ensure that we move on the path of progress. I tell you, in my management, I still work with my value system. So please ensure that while you are learning all these tools, techniques, you also developing your value system so that you can really lead your teams, right? I hope I'm able to give you some pointers.
Definitely, sir. Yes, indeed. So we are having some questions from students as well, sir. So the very first question is, what is the source of motivation for soldiers in tough situations like Kargil? So the same question is asked by two attendees. Another one is asking the similar question in the way of what are the driving forces for you in difficult days. So please, would like to request you to answer this, sir.
All right. So I think, as I say, in your difficult times, one is your own attitude. But how do you build that attitude? That attitude is being built because you really believed in a cause. So once you are undergoing training, you are wearing this uniform, or not even before that, when you are an Indian, then you really need to believe that, I have to fight for my country. And that's a fact that this freedom is not free. Somebody has to make a sacrifice. And we take this responsibility on us that if our country needs, we will make this sacrifice willingly and smilingly. We will not be even kind of, feel that we are doing something which is a burden on us. We will do it smilingly. And all these officers who are no more with you, Captain Vijayan Thapar, Captain Vijayan Batra, Major Acharya, I have fought with them, each one of them. Each one of them was full of josh, full of life, and they were smiling till the last time. They were motivating their jawans till the time bullets or grenades hit them. They made their sacrifice. So it's a cause. And if you believe in that cause, so nationalism, keeping the tricolor, keeping the freedom of the country intact is a very, very big cause which can drive you for greater things. But at the same time in your life, you need to ensure that you have got a cause, you have got a goal, you have got an objective, right? Many of you may not be wearing the uniform, but just do you have some goal in you in your life that I need to become a good management personnel, I need to reach up to that particular level. Have a goal in your life, and that your goal should drive you to reach there. But if you don't have a goal in your life, whatever, have a professional goal. Say, I want to become a CEO in my life. You may just laugh off it as of now. But if you really believed in this, you will see everyone, including yourself, your willpower, your attitude, will come together to take you towards that. And many of you which will reach very higher position, remember this. First, make it your mental strength. Say, I will not give up. Become a winner in your mental, in your mind, and then the real success will come in life. And just remember, if you just want to take one message today, you always have to have a winner's attitude and not the victim's mindset. Just one line should always remind you everything. It's like a sum up to whatever I would say.
Thank you, sir. So Yogesh Nagar is asking, sir, that what were you expecting from yourself after the end of Kargil War?
So after end of Kargil War, I was really happy because we achieved something which was nearly impossible, right? So we were always very proud, and that sense of achievement was definitely there. But then life does not end there, right? As I say, I don't have to die, I have to live for my country. And it was after getting hit so severely, losing so much of blood, it's just a miracle that I'm talking to all of you, because most of the officers and Jawan died after losing so much of blood. So I think that's the willpower which kept me alive. But then I said, this is not end of the life, right? So I did my best, whatever I could do for my country. So what? Let me make a new start. I could have stayed in army, but I decided I will take much more challenging thing in my life. And that's why I moved to corporate. And not only moving to corporate, I decided to do my MBA. I was, as I told you, I was getting few jobs, but I say I need to prepare myself. And I think, when you are going into management job, MBA is the one which really prepares you for that kind of, long journey. So each one of you, you are lucky enough that you are going through a good MBA curriculum, and that will prepare you for life. So don't just think of it as a theory or which you have to just pass through. Your learning should be real. Your learning should be the one which you can implement in life. Don't just study to pass the course. Study so that some of these things which you are learning as a management theories, as a management practices, you can actually use it in real ground. That's my message to you. And that's how I changed my life. I've never given up after being so much of injured in Kargil, being in hospital for more than 1 year, undergone 3 operations. I was always positive that whatever I will do, I will be able to make a difference. And I always decided that other than my job, I will also keep inspiring my country. That's why I take so much of time from my busy schedule. And I ensure that, I talk to my next generation, I talk to young professional, I talk to university. I do that because that gives me the satisfaction that though may not be in uniform, but I'm inspiring the society and bringing them onto the right path. And even one of you, I know there are so many of you, even one of you can take some of these lessons and do well in life. My whatever time, effort I've spent, I think I will be really delighted.
That's wonderful, sir. Each word from you is an inspiration. So, so further, Mudit is asking that enemy was having AK-47 fully automatic guns, and Indian Army was having semi-automatic guns. So, how you managed to engage enemy?
Yeah. So in terms of equipments and all, we were deficient. Not only guns. If I tell you, we were not having the night vision device. Leave even guns. We were not having the snow boots when we were making the attack in snow. And many of my Jawan even had a frostbite. We were not having the full snow equipment because we were not prepared for this large scale war. There were only few equipments available, but enemy was sitting on all peaks. So there were multiple attacks were going on. But as I told you, it is not the resources which define who the winner is. And that we see in life, right? We always say, okay, he has got a better manpower, he has got a better equipment, so he will be the winner. No, I'm saying in this war, not only equipment and your gun, semi-automatic gun is a very minor thing, but there was so many deficiency and disadvantage we were fighting with. But we had just one thing. One is that mindset that we will win. Second, we knew that 100 crores Indians, they are with us. They are right behind us. And we have to fight for them and keep this freedom intact. So I'm saying you may have a superiority or inferiority in terms of equipments or tools, and in life you will also see somebody has got an advantage because of XYZ reason. I'm not going into detail. But if you say does not matter, that's a part of the life. Somebody will have an advantage, but I'm not going to give up. And that's what we did. We never given up. Whatever lack of equipment, whatever inferior equipment, we had to win. And I think finally at the end of the day, it was not the equipment, it was not the machine, but the man behind the machine which made the difference and won the war for India, put the tricolor on top, and every inch of Indian territory was taken, and they were kind of running away back to Pakistan.
Got it, sir. So, spirit and willpower is the essence what we have taken from your answer. Moving ahead, sir, Vicky Kumar is asking that after your injury, so what were your experience during initial months?
So initial month, I was hopeful that I will be all right and I will go back to my unit, which was still in Kargil. So I was undergoing operations after operation, physiotherapy, But nearly after 5 6 months, after going multiple operation, because a part of my hand was totally removed, so they did some plastic surgery, they did a lot of operation, but obviously the joints, the many things could not come, and I was not allowed with that medical deformity or medical shape, which is not shape 1, shape 2, or shape 3. I was not allowed to go back to the field, or in front of enemy, or in front of our border, and sitting. So I could have taken an appointment, like I was posted in Delhi, I could have continued, gone from one metro to another, but that was not acceptable to me, because I've never learned to sit back. And I say, if life is now, again, I do not have control what life is throwing at me, but I will, that response is in my hand. So if life is deciding that I cannot go in front in army, I will find some other view, I will start from the scratch. So after working for my dream job, which was army, leaving my engineering college for army, doing so well in army, after a few years, I was just at the bottom. For a management, I have to start picking up the book starting from class 10th, because after you join NDA after class 12th, right? I just got into engineering college, left that, and joined NDA. So practically, we just left after 2 3 months of engineering. But then after NDA training and 6 years, we have not gone through any theoretical book, as I say, other than the army tactics and army strategy and all. So I started all over again from my class 10th book, class 11th, 12th, and then come to graduation, and then come to MBA. It was a tough, it was equal like fighting another battle from the hospital bed. But again, I think what will make a difference when you don't give up, that mental attitude. See, your quality to success will remain same in any field. You may be doing your MBA, you may be doing your business, you may be in corporate, wherever or whatever you do, the quality which will make you successful will remain same. Your battlefield may change, but the man behind the machine, as I told you, or the qualities to make you successful will remain same. So your core values, which you really believed in, should drive you, and never leave them, right? They should be force. Your vision, your mission should be there to reach that place, and your core values will help you reaching there with your right set of attitude.
Thank you, sir. So Vicky is having one more question. He's asking that, is there anything what you wish that we civilians should understand or must understand about military services?
Yeah, definitely. So I think, as I think I touched upon this topic. See, military, when forces or each Jawan is standing on this border, right? He's away from his family. And tomorrow he knows he may make his own wife a widow, because he may not come back tomorrow. He may make his own children orphan, because he may not come, his children may not see him ever. But still he is ready to make this sacrifice. It's not just for a small salary which he gets, which is nothing compared to all of us get in corporate. It's not even peanuts. But what drives him, that the freedom of country, the pride of the nation, and the freedom which is not for him, but for all of us. So on this Independence Day, I think we should resolve that we will be standing very firmly behind our forces, right? I think, whenever you see a person in uniform, if you just say Jai Hind, that's the greatest thing you can do. Because what he expects from his countrymen, a little respect, nothing more than that. And if we don't forget that, that freedom, we take our freedom for granted, we know somebody is paying a huge price, and it is just a matter of just 2 seconds of gratitude when he's passing, or you see a man in uniform, just say Jai Hind. And I think that's the maximum thing, that's the biggest thing you can do for your forces, to keep them motivated and keep them under belief that this entire nation is behind them, standing behind them, as they are putting their life at stake.
Definitely, sir. I think that's an oath which each one of us can take and will definitely take. So the respect, the gratitude, we have that in our hearts, and it will take moment to express that. And that is what I think we need to learn, and we need to take an oath of that. We need to express it as well.
Right.
So moving towards the next question, that is from Sumit. So he's expressing his again gratitude. He's saying that it's a pleasure to have you over here, and his question is about that: when you were pursuing your MBA, what which particular type of quality factor you have developed in your attitude, and if you have faced any difficulty, so how you fixed it, how you managed with those things.
So I think one is continuous learning is very important thing. So because I'm saying by the time I started MBA, everyone has moved to computers, right? Whereas I joined NDA, we were totally away from these technologies. So I even didn't know how to operate the laptop properly. Let me be very frank. And in fact, the first semester was very tough because all other my colleagues, most of them, they were continuously in academics. They have done engineering college from some prestigious institute, or some of them were doing some job, and then they joined MBA. So this was their natural progression. For me, after joining NDA, after 2 months of my engineering college, I was in Delhi College of Engineering. After 2 months of my engineering college, there was a complete gap of nearly 4 years of training and nearly 6 years of while I was serving in army. So 10 years of gap, right? So it really took a lot of time, though I cleared it, but even normal classes was very difficult. But I decided that I'm not going to give up. So one, I started learning computers, how to make my own presentation, because that was a totally new things for me. And second, I started working, reading a lot, right? Other than my books, I definitely did my curriculum, but a lot of management books and all to give me the real perspective. And I think by the time I reach third semester or the second year, I was start getting into my top bracket, because that helped me in having a much more perspective, right? So that's why I say just not be limited to your just curriculum, go behind them, go beyond this. So that helped me. But I think it was a lot of hard work. I will not deny the fact I studied 14 to 16 hour every day to really get that. I don't know that medal, gold medal or silver medal does not matter, but I really wanted to do well, and I was able to do well and actually learn so many things while after passed out after 2 years. So it was a lot of hard work. There's no denying the fact that success does not comes to you easy. You really need to work hard for it, and then continuously have that positive reinforcement saying, I will be able to do that. I will do that. So you have to continuously not only hard work, but you have to keep tuning your mind, keep giving him the positive reinforcement that you will be able to do that, because that will help you in terms of learning much faster, much better. That's mental attitude is very important thing, children. I just wanted to share with you. I've seen myself in the battlefield, in MBA, in corporate also. And I've done, I've not only MBA from FNS, I've gone to Michigan also. I was sent to Michigan University, being one of the top performer from the Tata Group. And I done my leadership with Professor CK Pidlar, which was one of the top strategic guru across the globe, right? So I had a chance to interact with him personally and have a long association. Professor Ramcharan also. So these are the professors, these are the persons who play a very important role, at least as far the management education is concerned. So my advice to you, it's a hard work, don't give up, keep reinforcement of your mental faculty saying that I will not give up, and you will be successful. Nobody can stop you if you decide that you are going to be successful.
So, sir, time is already
Yeah.
over. So, just seeking your permission. So, maybe go ahead with more questions, or
We can take maybe one last question.
okay.
Or otherwise, you guys can you can share my email, or you can just Google my name, Captain Akhilesh Saxena. You can just send me on WhatsApp. I'm okay to be with the students and kind of guide some of you really if it makes a difference in your life.
So that statement again express that how much humble and grounded you are, sir, after so many achievements. Then also you are ready to get connected with each one of the student.
It's
So
our
last question, and a little different from what we have discussed till now. So a student is asking that, can you recall any funny moment from your boot camp?
from my so one funny moment I told you, right, after Kargil War, when we were without any food and without any water, we had nothing to do but kind of go for enemy kitchen and take it. So, and boot camp, if you talk about boot camp, happens during your training days. So when we do our trainings, and when we part of the National Defense Academy, we do a rovers camp. And Rovers is toughest camp under 19 all over the world, right? There are many military academy, but Rovers has been considered the toughest camp under 19. Not overall, but under 19 years when you are doing cadets, when you are doing the training. So I had my all the friends and all, and we have got a many incidents, obviously, which are all become part of life. In fact, um, Lieutenant Puneet Nath Dutt, Ashok Chakra, he was also part of my same squad, and we were together. So what I remember that when we were going for this camp, the last day is the Josh run, and Josh run you have to run for 24 hours, and then you, because they are making you practice for difficult situation and all, you just have got a one bottle of water, and then you have got just a small two puris, so that you have to survive for 24 hours, and then you have to go up the hill, come down the rivers, and go through this. So when we were going through this, one of our course mate, actually he just saw somebody who was who was like a beggar on the road when we were crossing the road, and somehow he was not having anything to eat or water for a very long time, right? So he moved ahead and given him his food and water, right? And everyone was little surprised, right? And he was like Captain Lieutenant Puneet Nath Dutt, who later got the Ashok Chakra. And we were all surprised, saying that this is the only thing with you for 24 hours, right? How will you survive and all? I still remember, he say he was in such a condition, and I'm preparing myself for the larger thing, so I still feel I can survive. I can even find something while going through some river water and all, but I cannot make this person suffer like this. So these are some, it's not a funny moment per se, but these are few moments which are kind of in our memory for a very, very long time. And during this difficult time, you will always remember one more thing: you make friends for life, man, because you go through difficult situation together, you make a bond. So I've got a bond with all my army friends. When we were doing the National Defense Academy, it's been nearly 25 years, but we are still so close. We call ourselves still game changers, because we say wherever we will make some change in the life. So we still call our game changers, and we are all stay connected because we have gone through the tough time together. So that's keep us. So never be afraid of the tough situation in life. They will give you many learnings, but you may not realize that time. But once you look back, each tough time, every difficult situation will give you a lot of learning and something which you can always cherish.
So that particular point my students can note, because they always have this thing with so many assignments, when we have to wake up till 2 a.m, we have to wake up 3 a.m, please test mat lijiye, please abhi quiz mat lijiye. So that is something what you all should note, all the audience. So to conclude this, I would request to please stop sharing the screen so that we can share our gratitude.
Sure.
And so students are also expressing, sir. Mehak, Yogesh, Akhilesh, so many students are expressing. And one particular line I would definitely like to mention. So a student is mentioning that the amount of confidence and faith you have inculcated in us in this one session is incredible. And we are really grateful to you, Jai Hind, sir.
Thanks a
So
lot.
that's the most beautiful message I can see on the screen. And with these words, again, I firmly believe that our brave hearts have a significant and unique way of guiding us in order to build a better future for generations. And your words actually about mentioning about the core values, about continuous learning, about the winner's attitude,
Right.
all those words have proved that what I believed or what we thought was appropriately correct. So with this, I would like to share a token of appreciation, a certificate of appreciation from Lloyd Group of Institutions to you. And a very big thank you, a big gratefulness from our side for joining us and conducting this session. This interaction will definitely bring some change in my students. I'm very firm about it and very sure about it. So with these words, from the behalf of whole Lloyd Group, please accept my thank you and gratitude for conducting this session and interaction with the students.
Thanks a lot,
Thank you,
ma'am.
sir.
And I will definitely keep it as a part of, remembrance to all of you. As I say, though I'm working in corporate, but I always take on myself a mission to inspire the next generation, because I feel the future of India is with you children, right? You are the one who are going to march this country into the next century, and making it more stronger, more powerful, not only in terms of military, but in terms of empowerment, in terms of technology, in terms of economical. So you are the future of the country, and no matter you are in uniform or not, you can really make a difference. You can be a true citizen and make our nation a strong nation, which we are so proud of. So thanks a lot. It was great catching up with all of you. It's always my pleasure. Always, I always feel good to catch up with the next generation students, or um, you know, and it was really good to see your remark and a kind of thing. And if these words will make little difference to you, as I again say, my efforts will be done. Also, thanks a lot. Jai Hind,
Thanks.
and wishing all of you a very happy 75 Independence Day. Thanks a lot, man.
Jai